Let's just hop right into it. This video is about intermittent fasting. I said I'll respond back to people's questions. I'm going to start this off just by saying what I normally do on a day-to-day when it comes to intermittent fasting. How I start my day. I always start my day with about 2 cups of 16-ounce bottles of water or whatever. Actually, I kind of changed that recently where I will drink, this holds around 20 ounces of water. And so I do that and another one right afterwards because I shut my water intake down an hour before I sleep so I don't have to wake up in the middle of the night to take a piss. And so when I wake up, I'm obviously dehydrated. So I immediately hydrate myself and then I have some coffee, cold brew coffee. I'll get into that a little bit later. Afterwards, let's see. I do a little bit of light cardio, extremely light cardio. And then I do whatever the hell I need to do when it comes to work wise or whatever. Granted, this is a day I'm talking when if I'm not on set. Or if I'm editing from home or something like that. I like to normally go to the gym around 1 p.m. because I break my fast around 4 p.m. And then yeah, that kind of helps me too when I'm active. I'm not thinking about food, and I work out just over an hour. I always hit the elliptical, get my blood pumping and all that stuff. But also, it's a bit therapeutic for me. I'm big on mental wellness. The whole physical, mental wellness thing goes hand in hand with me, and of course, how I eat, which is why I do intermittent fasting. So, after I'm done doing what I my gym workout routine, I get into that a little bit later. I come back. It's around 220 now because see, I do dynamic stretches before I work out, elliptical, do some type of weight training, whatever day it is, and then I come back home and I do iso stretches, and I foam roll. Also notice I said that I'm back home by around 2:20. I only live around the corner from my gym. I just walk over there. It's a plus. So after the time I'm done doing isolation stretches and hitting the foam roller, I don't do the foam roller every day. I should, but that's a lot of fucking time with to spend on the foam roller. Anyways, though, because as you know, this shit just adds up time wise. And my day to day, I have a lot of things to do, especially just when it comes to work. Anyways, by the time that's all done, I've showered. It's just past 3 p.m. I'm doing things around the house, and then bam, I eat my first meal at 4 p.m. And that's normally a smoothie, an all berry smoothie. I like to do a smoothie first to give my stomach time to expand a little bit. When you're intermittent fasting, you'll notice when it's time to eat, you can easily overeat, just like any other time if you're hungry or anything like that. For me, I'm not even that hungry. Just for me, it could be different for other people, but I know myself well. And with this, and when you're intermittent fasting, it's important that you be honest with yourself. And I know sometimes I can I can have all kinds of cravings, and so the smoothie kind of helps me out with that. Besides, my smoothies are delicious, so it's also always a great first meal. Gives my stomach time to expand, and after that, I pretty much eat whatever the hell I want up until 10 p.m. I got a little bit ahead of myself. Also, when I have my smoothie, have, I take some multivitamins with it. I'll get in that a little bit later. Trying to keep this as cohesive as possible and not go off rants. I will be going off on rants because it's me. And you want to ever had a conversation with me, will know that I'll talk about one thing and then start going off on the rant. Here I am right now going off on a rant about me going off on rants because it's kind of what I do. Anywho, so what the fuck was I at? Oh, multivitamin. And so take my multivitamin with my smoothie, and after that, as I said, I eat wherever the hell I want until 10 p.m. when I shut it all down. I also make sure to take my multivitamins again because with these, you're supposed to take three. I mean, you take them 2 times a day, 3 pills every time you take it for a total of 6 pills. And so with my last meal, that's what I do. Um, and honestly, that's about it. And just repeat. I sleep late, if especially on days I'm not going to set, so I'm sleep around 1 p.m. to, no, sorry, 1 a.m. 2 in the morning. So that means I'm either shutting my water intake down at 1 in the morning or at midnight, sometimes even before that. But at that time, at my eating window, because what's that? That's a 6 hour eating window. I am, even though I'm eating and drinking wherever the hell I feel like doing at the time, I am also drinking a shit ton of water, because these recommend you drink a gallon of water a day. I don't actually keep track of how much water I drink. I probably should, but I don't. Just being honest. But then again, I go through quite a few of these a day. I know before I hit the gym, I'm already around, I'm close to 3 of these. And when I'm at the gym, I've drank one of these. So about time, that means by the time I'm come home at around 2 p. around 2:20, I'm 4 of these down. I'm just over 4 of these down. So indeed, like I said, these hold 20 ounces, and so let's just say I'm at the 90-ounce mark, which is a lot of water to be had or at for 2:30. And so, anyways, though, and so yeah, that's just repeat. I guess I'll break down a little bit when it comes to coffee. When you're intermittent fasting, talk to a few friends of mine about this who also intermittent fast. We all know that we drink a shit ton more coffee than we've done before. When you're intermittent fasting, there's a lot of misinformation out there and outdated. There's a lady once who was talking to Joe Rogan, and she said that you're not supposed to drink coffee while you're intermittent fasting. That is false. If you're fasting, which is much different from intermittent fasting, like religion fasting and things, no, you're not supposed to be drinking coffee. Some fasts don't even let you drink water, which is fucking crazy to me. Intermittent fasting, you can drink black coffee. You ain't supposed to put nothing in it. And there's some videos I'm going to be sending people links to. There's one guy who's a hell of a lot better at breaking down intermittent fasting than I am. This video right here is just talking about what the hell I do in my journey of this whole process. By the way, I started doing intermittent fasting the third week of January. Today is May 24th, I believe. Yes, May 24th. And yeah, I started at 220, and right now I am 190, and which is the weight I want to be at. That's important. Have a goal, know where you want to be at. But anyways, misinformed information out there, and cold brew coffee. So actually, I'm past the coffee part. But once again, you want more information about that, there'll be a link in this video about it. This guy's gonna break it down very, very well. I do cold brew coffee. I brought this off of Amazon. Cost me just under $20. I buy my own coffee beans, like coffee bean right there. I mean, it's just shop I purchased them from. Not my normal go-to place to get coffee beans from. I love Groundworks. They have amazing coffee beans, but I live in Hollywood by a Chinese theater, and coffee beans across the street from me. So sometimes it's just a hell of a lot easier for me to go there than Groundworks, which is only just over a mile from me. So I guess sometimes I'm being a little lazy. Anyways, grind up my coffee beans. I don't like them to do it. I like to grind my own damn beans. Put your coffee beans in here. Fill it up with water. Put it in. Let it sit for 24 to 30 something hours. And then in the refrigerator. And then you're good to go. There's a whole fucking video on how to do it from Amazon. I will be posting the link for this, and in there's a whole video of breaking down how to do it. Afterwards, it's done. It should look like this. I always pour it in something like this, and then I fucking drink. I need some coffee right now, so good stuff. Get all my frozen fruits from Trader Joe's, like my strawberries, cherries, and these wild berries. I mean, not wild berries, these very cherry berry blend, it's called. It has cherries, blackberries, blueberries, and raspberries. And then I use this, what is this? Wheybolic protein from GNC. It's their amp version, where the fuck. And yeah, I used a recommended amount, which is 2 scoops. And I also put in, let's see, this peanut butter powder. I used to use peanut butter, and then I stopped because even though I have a a Ninja blender. It as you can imagine, using chunky peanut butter and blend it up, that shit comes hard. It's hard to clean a blender. Using powders, much simpler and actually a bit cheaper. I got this for $10 off of Amazon. We posted a link to this too, and yeah, and so blend that all together with I forgot to bring out the fucking almond beverage. Funny thing is, I actually shot this video last night and there was like an error. And I forgot to bring out the almond beverage then too. Almond beverage is of course almond milk, but you're not supposed to call it almond milk since it doesn't come from an animal. And so you're supposed to call it almond beverage, wherever the fuck. So yeah, whip those all together and bam, and then have it with these multivitamins. I used to, actually, I've been out of the gym for years and I've been taking this for quite some time. 8 months ago, I switched from these to these until I went to my doctor a couple of months ago. And I know they did some blood work. Highly recommend, if you're getting the intermittent fasting or if you're not used to working out, is to get your damn blood work done. And they said that my cholesterol was a bit high, not too high, but a little abnormal. But that's because I fucking cook with butter. I know I shouldn't, but whatever. Butter's delicious to cook with. But my vitamin D was a bit low. So again, I work indoors a lot when either I'm on set or if I'm working home. And so that made sense. And I've always had a little bit, since I was young, like I've been low in iron. And so even though this has a good amount of stuff in it, they kind of overdo it when it comes to the amount of vitamins in this, and them overdoing it is good for me. That doesn't mean it's good for you. Once again, get your own blood work done, find out what worked for you and what doesn't. Once again, this is what I do. So I don't use this anymore. This is just was an example for that. And so I take these multivitamins, and multivitamins is actually the only supplement I take. I don't take any other shit. Because fuck that when it comes to using fat burners. Years before in the past, I have taken fat burners, and all that shit's just a waste of money. I back into intermittent fasting. When I said I go on rants. I got into intermittent fasting to actually get more energy. I had noticed with me that I would used to do a smoothie in the morning, and this is all in pretend world. Pretend world as in, our ideal scenario as in if I don't have to be on set. I would do I would do my shakes in the morning, and then our smoothies in the morning, and then I would hit the gym. But before I would hit the gym, I noticed I was pretty fatigued, and I was looking into ways to gain more energy. And I have known of intermittent fasting for some time. It was a video of Terry Crews, and I posted a link on this too. And he was talking about it, and that shit sounded crazy to me. Like, you shut your eating down at 10 p.m. and you don't eat again until 2 p.m. But I was like, whatever. But I remember him talking about it, and I remember him talking about the energy. And so I started doing some research into intermittent fasting and learned that it's actually the way our ancestors ate and a whole bunch of other great stuff, and how breakfast being the most important meal of the day, which is something I used to believe a lot, is a fucking lie. That is not true at all. It's probably explained to why no doctor has ever told me that saying. It's just something created by advertisement companies. It's paid for by the food industry. I knew I would burn fat off of muscle, but I did not expect me to burn that much fat off of muscle that quickly. You see, I always set realistic workout goals for myself. I was achieving those goals. I may put this in this video, I may not. My body improvement journey, as I've been on this past year, when I started doing intermittent fasting, it kicked everything up into high gear. Results that I was expecting in June, I hit in February, which was a bit of a shock to me. I am where I wanted to be when the year ended, and we are on May 24th. Because you do intermittent fasting does not mean you are going to have this fantastic muscle definition. The muscle I have now, are what you're seeing, are muscles that were already there over fat, because I hit the gym pretty regularly. Hell, just this year, I was looking at my LA Fitness app and I counted how many days I missed the gym this year. It was 18. And I know that's not all the way true because sometimes they don't always scan your stuff at LA Fitness and whatnot. It is, so I just walk in. And then some days I will intentionally miss the gym, but that's because I was doing some other kind of work, or whether I'm running on a hike or whatever the hell, you know. But still, I do have some rest days and things of that sort. Damn, something I meant to bring out here was bath stuff. I get to that later. I know that sounded super random, but anyways, though, um, lost my damn. Oh yeah, talking about um how just because you intermittent fast, it's not like you're gonna fucking get you know so much. You're gonna gain muscle. I mean, think smart. The only way you're gonna do that if you actually hit the gym and or whatever, do some type of workout. Because I highly recommend to people always you should be doing some type of weight training, some form of fucking yoga, in cardio, and also mental wellness. Mental wellness super important. Meditation important. I use this app called Calm. Be posting the link to that too. Been using it for the past 3 years. It's been it's fucking fantastic. I've introduced a good deal of people to Calm. They all love it. I think Calm has won some type of App of the Year award in 2018. I think 2018 or 2017. A lot of people love it. They also have great bedtime stories. It help sounds weird, but it helps me go to sleep. They also have many bedtime practices to help people sleep. Hell, they even have a bedtime story where Matthew McConaughey is reading you a story to help you pass out. And it is as glorious as it sounds. Ah, man, Matthew McConaughey whispering sweet nothings in your ear while you go to sleep helps you dream well too. So that's that. Don't even remember where I was at, but I hope I covered whatever I said I was kind of covering at that time. What kind of intermittent fasting I do hour wise. You know, the most popular one is 16 and 8, which means 16 hours of the day you're fasting. You have an 8-hour eating window. That's a great one. But if you go, say, if you fast for 18 hours and you have a 6-hour eating window, those extra 2 hours, you burn so much more. And I put a link in that of a guy breaking that down and stuff. And that helps a great deal. Now with me, since I'm at the weight I want to be at or around where I want to be, I don't always do 18 and 6. Sometimes I do 16 and 8. Sometimes I do what's that? 17 and 7. You know, it depends on what I'm doing that day. And I also like to schedule my fast around if I know I'm going out and party. Some people ask me, do I drink alcohol? Yes, I drink alcohol while I'm within my window. Never when I'm outside my window, but while I'm in my eating window, I drink alcohol. I drink tequila. It's pretty much the only alcohol I drink, but I've been like that for some years now. And the reason why I love tequila because unlike most alcohols, it's an upper, not a depressant. It has very few carbs and calories. My favorite tequila is Casadores, not to be confused with Casamigos. Casamigos is a fine tequila. Casadores Reposado. It's my favorite tequila. Great price and it tastes fantastic. When it comes to other things, I just don't eat. I don't do pork or red meat, but I've been like that. Once again, I've been like that for years. I don't do red meat because it stays in your body far too long. And pork, super high on sodium. And so I stay away from those things. And on top of that, I eat what I enjoy. It's just the same thing when it comes to me not drinking beer. I've never had a taste for beer. I never liked it. It never made sense to me. If you like beer, kudos to you. But for me, no, not my jam. There was something else I was just about to get into when it comes to food, alcohol, drugs, and shit like that. Um, Actually, I wasn't gonna get into drugs. I was looking at something where a guy he recommended that people don't smoke weed because of, or it's like it's a gray area while you're not fasting. I mean, while you are fasting, of course you can smoke weed while you are fat, while you're fasting or not fasting, it doesn't really matter. But he was recommending that you don't do it because people get the munchies. I've never been a person who really smoke weed during the daytime. I react different. Weed makes me have anxiety. I'm envious people where they think clearer on weed. Not me. I just doubt every fucking thing. So that's that. What else is I'm supposed to cover in here? I think I may have covered my fasting eating window. I'm seeing now while a lot of YouTubers use a lot of the whole jump cuts and things of that sort. Don't know if I'm doing that. I may do it, I may not. Oh, Jeff Cavalier, Athlete-X. When it comes to working out and you want great tips and shit like that, because I'm all about form. Fuck how much you can lift. Form. Form is everything. Jeff Cavalier, Athlete-X. I think his last name is Cavalier. He is hands down the best. Just go to YouTube and he's even if you work out a lot, you may be in a rude awakening when it comes to not lifting things correctly because there's a shit ton of people with shitty form out there, and my form is also what goes into like my body improvements. And like I said, I've improved so much over the year, and a lot of that also has to do with Athlete-X. Big on that. Oh, the gear I wear every time. Mind you, too. I mean, obviously, you people know me. None of this shit's sponsored. But anyways, I'm wearing all Tesla gear because it feels great. It has held up greatly, and it doesn't cost much. Like this fucking compression shirt right here. I know under $20, probably like 14 or something like that. These compression pants right here, again under $20, around 14, $10, some shit like that, and it lasts well over it. I mean, I've had it for over a year. Same thing with the compression underwear, and it's all Tesla stuff. I don't know if they make socks. I wear different kind of workout socks. I don't fucking know the name of the brand of them, but whatever. Oh, I know I briefly talked about the foam roller over here. Super important. I will post a link to this. Foam roller is something I've recently been using for. I mean, I've added a couple of months ago. I was getting a massage by my masseuse, and she noticed that my bands were super tight, and she was just like, "You need to start rolling those out." And I will post if you're not used to using a foam roller, I'll be posting a link to this too. Down there, all this shit I got from Amazon. Got this off of Amazon for like $14, $15, some shit like that. And I'll also be posting a link to the woman who I learned how to fucking use a foam roller from. Let's see. What else should I be covering here? Cover that. What's in this video? I mean, notes. Oh, what to avoid? I guess one of the biggest. Somebody had mentioned that it's hard for them. It may be a little bit difficult for them to switch up their eating schedule because they have children. I recommend you can still sit at a table and talk with people, and or if it's outside of your eating window. Um, it's for me it's not that difficult when I'm on set and we break for lunch and it's not within my eating window. I still come sit with the crew and we chop it up and stuff. And then I just pack me, if assuming that the lunch is good, I pack me a plate and sit to the side until it's time for me to eat again. And like once again, I always have a smoothie with me anyway, and coffee with me because I don't trust on-set coffee. Sometimes it's fantastic, but sometimes it's not. And so I don't like to roll the dice when it comes to things like that. Things to avoid. And one of the things you may want to avoid is if you're out partying and you're outside of your fast window. Me personally, I like to, if I know I'm going to go out and party or whatever, go to a bar and stuff, I like to have that and tie that into my eating window. But if obviously if I'm out late enough, I'm going to be out of my eating window, and then I just shut it down. Another great thing too that intermittent fasting has helped me with. Granted, I have way better handle on not doing too much when I'm out and about, but because you're looking at that clock, you're also doing a much better job of monitoring your alcohol intake. But yeah, you want to avoid not hanging out with people that don't respect what you're doing, because you have sometimes, we've all probably been there when it comes to friends who the type that want you to drink with them. And my advice is have better friends. I mean, you should have friends that respect you better than that when it comes to you not wanting to drink just because they want to drink. It's like you can't fucking drink by yourself. Like, that's weird to me. Me personally, I have no fucking issues drinking by myself. I don't need, if I'm out with someone, I don't need them to drink too. I mean, like, the fuck? What Linus Lewis once said, what you eat don't make me shit. Or I don't know if he made that up, but I fucking love that saying. So yeah, if your people should respect what you are doing eating wise, but more importantly, respect yourself. Um, I don't know if I touched on celebration yet. I know I did on the other video. I mean, don't know where I'm at in this, but celebrating your accomplishments. I'm so big on people celebrating their accomplishments that want to celebrate them, because it's a weird thing. We live in a society now where if someone's overweight and someone body shames them, people will rain fire down on that individual, as they should. You should not be body shaming folks who are overweight, but you also shouldn't be body shaming folks who are in great shape, because it seems that people are not okay with body shaming people who are out of shape, but they're perfectly okay with body shaming people who are in great shape or have mainstream media standards of beauty when it just comes to their body wise. It's like, what? No, body shaming is body shaming. You should be worrying about your own fucking body and not commenting on other people's body in a negative way. When it comes to me and myself, I only worry about what my body looks like. If people want to look a certain way, then let them. I don't care. Even when I'm at the gym, I focus on me. Only time I'm talking to folks at the gym is, see the same folks all the time, say what's up to them, go back at it, do my workout. Or if I see someone, they have excellent form, and like, man, you're killing that. Great job. It looks like they're fucking, I can tell they're gonna eventually hurt. Then I go over and I give them a couple of pointers. You'll be amazed how receptive people are to folks telling them how to do things correctly. We always think people are going to respond negative, but no, we've all been there before. I know I've done many things wrong at the gym, and some things not even that damn long ago, But I mean, I wish years ago when I started deadlifting that somebody came up to me and told me the proper way of deadlifting, because I used to watch somebody else at the gym, which is the absolute wrong way to learn how to do something new. Don't don't watch what other people do. Research it. Find out what they're doing. Research it, and find out the proper way of doing it. Because most people lift shit incorrectly because they didn't have the proper training. Hell, a good deal of trainers are shitty ass trainers. I know a few people who do personal training, and yeah, mm-mm. So yeah, I'll say all that stuff to only say, hey, worry about your own damn body. Research any workout you do. Research it. Make sure you're doing it the proper way. Focus on your form and that you're having enough resistance. Me, when I work out, I'm about intensity and not so much of volume. I make sure I do enough volume wise where there is intensity. There's a great video of Jeff Cavalier. He breaks down about that. Some people are all about volume. I strongly disagree with that, man, because you see them and they're doing a high volume of thing and they are not getting any gains at all. But yet they feel like they've accomplished something. I'm like, hey, okay, if that makes you feel great about you, then good for you, buddy. Um, Baths. if you don't have a bath at wherever place, I mean bathtub where you're at, that sucks. But if you do, use it. Use it properly. Me, I have bath salts. Even do bath bombs. I have a whole bath routine and shit. But I like to relax, let my muscles rebuild them, let my muscles relax. All kinds of stuff. You should be trying to do a bath at least. I highly recommend one day a week. Um, yeah. Not gonna get too much into my fucking bath routine. Who the fuck wants to hear that? You came here for intermittent fasting, and I think I've covered everything. Not sure if I did. If you have any questions, feel free. If I didn't cover, feel free to hit me up. I will respond back. I'll respond back to you probably not with a video. This is more than likely the only time I fucking do this. I mainly did this honestly because I wanted to see what this lighting setup look like. And I kind of wanted some feedback from the people. What do y'all think about this lighting setup right here? Because I'm actually planning on using this lighting setup for a whole different like series that I'm doing that has absolutely nothing to do with intermittent fasting or working out. Y'all see that soon. But yeah, I'm digging this lighting setup and how this all came out. Um, yeah, I don't know how to end this video, but it's ending. So as I said, if you have any questions, feel free to text me or DM me, as the kids say. Call me, whatever. You people know who probably already reached out to me. I'm pretty. If I don't get back to you immediately, I mean, if I don't pick up, I will eventually get back to you. Yeah. Where is it? Oh, also get a yoga mat. Yeah, I won't be having a link for the yoga mat because I didn't actually purchase this. Someone gave this to me. Let's call them an old friend. Yeah. But anyways, though, yoga mats don't cost much. I once did purchase one some years ago. Fucking left it in a cabin in Idlewild. But anyways, though, if you're gonna be doing a foam roller, you're gonna want a fucking yoga mat too, because I have hardwood floors. So imagine if one's on the damn roll, one leg's on the roller as I'm rolling out something, and then my other leg's just on the fucking hardwood floor. That's not gonna feel the greatest. Someone asked me about do I do keto, and it was a firm no. And if you do keto and it's working out for you, great. That's awesome. Go ahead. I am biased. I don't I don't eat a lot of meat, and consuming that amount of meat, no. And on top of that, there's plenty of people I've talked to who've been doing intermittent fasting for years. I've never met anyone who's done keto for years. Now, I'm mainly focused on people who do keto or talking about the keto diet that is centered around meat, not the one where people do the keto vegetarian diet. Don't know how the hell you do that, but that's awesome. But I had noticed when you look at the type of people who do keto, or the fact that keto doesn't sound like something that people actually plan to do forever. It's just a short amount of time. And once again, I'm big on mental wellness. And if you are doing, most people seems like they do keto for a quick fix. It's just like they drop a whole bunch of weight and they look great, but then they stop doing keto and they put it all back on. That fucks with your mental wellness because you're looking at those photos of yourself and your body that you liked a lot. Like we've all been there. I know for me myself, there's been times where like I've really been on it and then I kind of let it go and I look at those photos and I'm like, damn, I don't look like that anymore. And so it's like, what the hell is the point? Like intermittent fats, you can do both. You can do intermittent fasting while doing keto. But intermittent fasting is something you can do for the rest of your life. Keto seems to be a quick fix to something, but we know with quick fixes, right when it's done, it goes right back. So it's just a lot of wasting time. Something I guess I didn't really cover in this either is the amount of money you save on food when you're intermittent fasting because you're no longer really overeating. You're eating the proper amount. So of course you're while it's gonna be quite helpful to that too, doesn't quite seem that way with keto. Seems like people spend a shit ton of money on food. Once again, as I said, I am biased when it comes to keto, and I recognize my biasness because I'm 34 years old. In 2016, my brother at 35 dropped dead of a heart attack. That's scary as fuck, right? And my mother has now had to bury two children, two of her sons. Not trying to have her bury a third one that from health related reasons. And I'm no fucking food expert or anything like that, but I do know you eat a shit ton of red meat, you're clogging up your arteries. That's just my personal opinion. Take it for what it's worth. And once again, going back to, I have a friend who did keto, and I saw him recently. He looked fantastic. I didn't ask him if he was still doing it. I know he was doing it in January. Don't know if he's still doing it today, but he looked great. There's other folks I talked to who've done keto, and it's the same story. They look good when they started doing it, and then when they stopped, they didn't view themselves as looking good. You know, no, as I said, they didn't view themselves. For me, it's like, sure, you look your body, do whatever the hell you want with it. I'm not here to judge in this fucking slightest. Not my jam. But they didn't feel so good about the way they looked afterwards. If you do plan on doing keto for X amount of time, talk to your doctor. Please talk to your fucking doctor and get your blood work checked out to see if there's something wrong with it, because from what I grew up learning, well, granted, the science changes all the time, but if you eat a shit ton of red meat, pork, and things like that, that you will die early. Hey, if you want to look good and die early, then do your thing. But once again, I'm no expert. Just because I think that people are going to die early who does ketos for years doesn't mean that it will actually happen. I hope to God it doesn't. I want people to live as long as they want to live. If you want to live for a long time, then I want you to do that and research and find out how can you do that. Not me personally. Probably when I get into my early 80s, I'm going to have one of my niece or nephews take me to the vet to put me down. But that's me. Hopefully now I covered everything. Fuck, I'm late for the gym. What's today? Shoulders. I'm also supposed to, friend just asked me to run canyon with her too. No, to go hiking with her. She doesn't run. I like to run when I go hiking because to make it a worthy workout. Yeah. Yeah, so that's that. Hopefully I covered everything now.